Imagine the neighbor next door seems innocent, but behind that smile hides a deadly secret. Would you ever guess that the house beside you holds such horror? Welcome to Trial of Shadows, where everyday stories turn into real-life nightmares. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you are the first to uncover the darkest secrets and shocking mysteries hiding right next door. They say evil has a face, but what they don't tell you is, sometimes it has a smile too. For 5 years, I lived next to a man I believed was nothing more than a quiet, if slightly peculiar, neighbor. He mowed his lawn every Saturday. He waved at kids riding their bikes, and when the holidays came, he hung a single string of lights across his porch, crooked but charming in a way. His name was Leonard Briggs, a man in his late 40s, polite to everyone, yet strangely private. We never exchanged more than a few words, and I never saw anyone visit him. No family, no friends, no one. But that never seemed odd enough to worry about. After all, in a city where people barely know their next-door neighbors, solitude can almost seem normal. But I didn't know. None of us knew. For 5 years, the man who lived a few feet away from my front door was killing people. It started with disappearances. A jogger gone missing one summer evening, a college student who never came home after a late-night shift. The news called them random vanishings, isolated events. But we all felt it, a quiet tension growing in the air. Doors were locked earlier, windows stayed shut, even in the summer heat. Still, life moved on, because it had to. I'd sometimes see Leonard standing on his porch, staring at nothing in particular, cigarette smoke curling into the night. I remember once joking, "You keep watch like a sentry," to which he replied, calmly, almost eerily, "You never know what might be lurking out there." Months passed. Then more people went missing. A teenage couple, last seen near the river. A delivery driver who vanished in the middle of his route. Police presence in our neighborhood grew, but so did the fear. The media fed it with speculation about a potential serial killer, though the authorities downplayed the idea. Then came the smell. It was faint at first, a sickly sweet odor that wafted through Leonard's backyard. Some neighbors assumed it was a dead animal, but it never truly went away. One evening, the odor became unbearable, the kind that clings to your clothes and sticks in your throat. That's when someone finally called the police, not out of suspicion of Leonard, but out of fear that perhaps something had died under his porch. When the officers arrived, Leonard stood calmly at his door, smiling as though he had nothing to hide. They asked to search his property, and he agreed, too easily. But when they opened the shed behind his house, the world changed. Inside, they found plastic containers, sealed, stacked, carefully labeled, not with numbers or dates, but with initials. And when they opened them, the truth spilled out in a horror so grotesque it seemed unreal. Human remains, multiple victims, meticulously preserved, some for years. It didn't stop there. His basement revealed something worse, a workshop of death, hooks, chains, surgical tools. A wall lined with Polaroids of his victims, each captured in their final moments. Some smiling, as if forced. Others screaming. The police swarmed the neighborhood. Helicopters thundered overhead. I watched from my window as Leonard, calm as ever, was led away in handcuffs, his eyes scanning the crowd, almost proud. As though he wanted us to know. He'd been here, among us, the entire time. The investigation revealed a nightmare stretching back over a decade. Leonard had been targeting people who wouldn't be immediately missed. The homeless, transients, those with no close family. And only recently had he become bolder, preying on locals. The FBI called it one of the most methodical series of killings in state history. But the question that haunted me wasn't how he did it. It was why. When detectives questioned him, his response chilled everyone to the core, because I wanted to see how long I could live among them, without them knowing. The trial was swift. The evidence was overwhelming. Witness after witness described their encounters with him. Neighbors recalling his polite greetings, store clerks remembering his quiet demeanor. No one had seen the monster beneath. Leonard Briggs was sentenced to death by lethal injection. The day of his execution, I stood outside the prison with a small crowd. Some prayed, some shouted. I just stood there, silent, remembering every casual wave, every neighborly nod. Every moment I'd been inches from pure evil. And then, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the prison lights flickered. Someone whispered it was a power surge. But in that split second of darkness, I swear I saw his face, not on the news feed, not in my memory, in the reflection of the glass beside me. Even now, I can't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, Leonard Briggs isn't done watching.